Alright, a little pre-gencon celebration video. Can't sleep, gotta record some Ascension, doing a little Dreamscape, Return of the Fallen. Gonna be taking Neri's Blessing, probably Scythia. Those are cards that are easy to buy without insight, and none of the other cards are that impressive. I'll probably take Ashes to Ashes. A Scar and Armor is just not that great. Not particularly impressive card in general, especially not when you're mixing sets and not going to have that much insight, presumably. And Brainstorm Sentry is just so conditional. Neri's Blessing is definitely a card that can be game-winning if you go Lifebound. In this combination of sets, there's things like Dandelion Witch, Great Omen Raven, a lot of little Lifebound cantrips. No reason to think you wouldn't be going Lifebound. So, all in all, that's pretty okay card. Scythia obviously, has a very specific combination it works with, and Ashes to Ashes is just a very powerful effect on its own. Tough choice in general here between the Sensei and the Wielder. Sort of tempted by the Sensei to cut him off, because there's, Vigil's Resolve, but I'm going to just kind of hope that doesn't happen to me, and take the Fear Wielder, because I think in general it's a more powerful card. Meanwhile, he's probably going to take the other Fear Wielder, but if not, then I guess I'm going Void and hoping for monsters to come out, because it's really hard to pass on that kind of power. Gotta get greedy sometimes, especially with all the insight it gives me. But so he put a Mystic on top as well. What does he take? There's the Sensei. Okay, so another Sensei pops out. Getting kind of concerned about that, but I'm going to still take the Fear Wielder. That is definitely a theme that can win a game. Of course, I am definitely concerned that the Sensei, if he has Vigil's Resolve, that's a theme that wins a game by itself. Okay, I don't think he bought one. He's got 2 insight left. Okay, he didn't. Alright, good. So, not crushed yet. Dreamscape-based sets, I guess that feels like that's kind of how you're most concerned about. That'll be the next thing that'll happen with the Senseis. I'm going to go ahead and Ashes to Ashes. I'm not interested in all these cards that are out there, and I'd like to find something that is interesting to buy. And I want to find some monsters for my Void theme, so... I didn't find monsters for my Void, though. I found one. Alright, want the Hectic Scribe. It's tempting to really go, big Void here, but I'd probably take the Lunar Pack. Lunar Pack's pretty good. And there's still a potential I'm going to want to go after that Neri's Blessing by playing a lot of Lifebound cards, so, yeah. The reason is because, once I start Fear Wieldering, cards like Deathseeker and Guardian of Sodranus are going to be interesting, because I might get the double power card, forget what it's called, but the Void card, Bringer of Despair. But there's still time to pick up other Void cards, and neither of those are irreplaceable in any way. So let's pick up some Dreamscape cards here. Doesn't look like I was able to pick up a Bringer of Despair yet, but I will happily take Ephemeral Inventor, because that is a lot of rune. Rest Gremlin's fine, and I guess I'll pick up Nocturnal Seer. Don't really want more heavies or anything right now. The monsters just have not been flowing so far, so I'm gonna have to branch into runes a little bit here. And that was always the intention, I guess. I didn't, think that I was going to be able to just buy Fear Wielders every turn. But, so he's going to get one of the Berserkers, probably. Oh, okay. Takes the Ascara there instead. I'm going to banish monsters away from me, I guess. I feel like that Hedron Berserker is just a more powerful card than the Ascara. So, I'm pretty happy to be handed that card. I may actually hold on to my Inventor here, because Berserker's what I want to buy, and I want a Fear Wielder that Sorted Asp anyway, so because it's great value. the non-big box store kind. So, Sordid Asp, that steals his honor, and then, I wanted to take the Berserker. Okay. Well, you can't have everything you want sometimes, so. I guess a Scar of Fate, pretty good. Could take Lunar Stag, but I think it's a Scara here. I think there's, and I'll take the Monk too. Sometimes you just get to utilize all your runes anyway, so nothing wrong with that. Now with the Ascara and the Monk, maybe and the Hectic Scribe, maybe it's time to pick up a Lifebound or two and see if I can make my Neri's Blessing happen at some point here. I don't think he's really picked up any Macanas. He's not really scared of the Aperture. I'm just trying to clear a spot for something that I would want. I don't want either of those cards, really. Do I want a Mystic? I don't necessarily have to have a Mystic, but yeah, I'll take a freebie here, though. Next turn looks like it's not going to be filled with monsters, so. And that is Imaginative Matron. So, I'll take the Auspicious Ascara. Don't think that means that I want the... Well, I could take the Imaginative Matron, but I think I'm going to build up for something bigger. It's possible that I'm going to want, like, Scythia or something. Matron is just not high enough payback for what it is. Like, if you don't unite it, it's just not really much, you know. It's worse than Hectic Scribe. So just the risk reward there is not really lining up, I think. I mean, if I get like enough Enlightened that I'm just super confident that I'm gonna unite it, then I'll probably pick it up for a little extra value, you know, assuming I have. It's a pretty corner case sort of card is what I'm trying to say. So here's a Nocturnal Seer, and I'm going to, well, I want the Ephemeral Inventor, I know that. And then, I guess the Aperture. I mean, I'm probably taking Synapse Spire, but not being that excited about it. I guess I'll just take out this Dimension Driver. Okay. So now I get a little more excited about it, because that kind of forces him on the Combustion Idol. Neither of us really have very many Mechanas, so if I take these two, it kind of forces him towards a card that's not very good in this deck. So that's something. But, you know, it's kind of a push, because these cards by themselves aren't doing that much in my deck either. Basically, I'm biding my time until I can pick up a Bringer of Despair with my Fear Wielders and draw into a huge Void turn. So, Combustion Idol may aid in that, since he was kind enough to share. Yeah, pretty happy with the Idol, really. Not interested really in using Lunar Embrace or anything this turn. I could probably build a much larger hand before I do that. And Lunar Embrace will, by the way, be fantastic. It's just a matter of when. And this turn may actually be the turn to just take out some monsters and go for it. Starting with Sordid Asp, which I again somehow get value for. And then I think Lunar Embrace is actually pretty good this turn. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I can take out a couple more monsters this way. I really want to build my Insight. I have a lot of options over there that are pretty strong. And again, I still want like Bringer of Despair, so I still don't have it. So I guess I could theoretically buy something else that I might want to draw, which could be Reverie Muse, it could be Imaginative Matron. Neither of those cards look like something that I'm confident that I want in my deck right now, so I'm gonna pass on those. Still just a ton of Dreamscape cards and not much to do with them, but I'm doing fine. My cards are coming together. I kind of have felt like I just sort of have control over things. And that is a real good one, Nightmare Tyrant. Yeah, with all those Dreamscape cards, you kind of just assume at some point something's going to come together. I've been doing a decent job building Insight at the same time. It's just a matter of finding out which one. And now it's looking like it's going to be that I could Nightmare Tyrant to get the Neri's Blessing for just a huge swing, which should be fine. Okay, so I guess banish the Sensei. I don't know. I kind of want the crab because I think it's not going to hurt me that bad, but I might want it against him, just to have another monster. So I need to draw into the power to defeat the Nightmare Tyrant, but I didn't get there. So I'll be taking out the Doom Weeper. So, assuming I don't get an Insight off banishing here. But that could happen. It did not. Okay. There's that. There's an Insight, so that's pretty great. So, I'm pretty sure it's Wicked End to get Scythia, or to get Neri's Blessing for free off the Tyrant, which also will give me Insight when I play the Lunar Pack. And then I'll just pick up this card and this card for value. And since I went first, I guess I take Vigil's Resolve here to max out in case he ends the game. And that should do it. That was a pretty large turn. Just needed that one Insight. And so Wicked End had a minute to shine there. That was pretty sweet because, I feel like it doesn't come together as often as you'd like it to, but it certainly did there. So here, I guess we just probably take out the Sordid Asp because I don't really want him doing it. It's minus an honor for me, but that's okay. And I'll take the ward on the off chance that somehow I draw along to that and get the Scythia. I mean, I kind of feel like the game's not headed that way, but it could be. 6, I mean, alright, I'm getting one more turn. Okay, so draw and see what happens. Yeah, no Scythia. Okay, so that's fine. 4, 7, so I guess I could buy the Black Watch and see if I can get a couple ones, but I don't see that that's likely to matter. But I don't necessarily want the Inventor either. Okay, but it's better than the alternative, I think, so, which is just a Mystic Rare Heavy, because I don't want to buy the Black Watch. It's just, I don't want to open up a slot for something that might help him. I don't see anything right now that's going to help him with what he's doing, so nothing huge in the center row that I'm afraid of. Those senseis have a tendency to trip over each other, and I think that's part of what happened to him this game. He got a couple of them, and they got going a little too fast. But just that one huge play out of the Dreamscape, and yeah, just enough to get there. So thanks for watching. Those of you going to Gen Con, looking forward to seeing you guys there. And the rest of you, I'll see you here in a few days. See you guys later.